This week from Marvel Comics, Alien Black, White, and Blood, issue number 2, written by Collin, Kelly, and Jackson Lanzing, art by Michael Dowling. And just so we get it out of the way early, yes, I did chop my pinky like a celery stick. Marvel's latest violent anthology series is back, and it's giving us some of the best alien lore we've had in years. Ridley Scott, if you're watching this video, because I know you are, I know that you're an auteur director and you have a lot of interests and passions, but I am begging you to finish the Alien trilogy. Please, start a GoFundMe or something. We'll fund it. Alien Covenant was amazing. You cannot tell me any different. Fight me in the comments. Okay, now that we got some nerd soapboxing out of the way, let's talk about Alien at Marvel Comics. The new era of Alien at Marvel Comics has seen stories spanning the events before, during, and after Aliens. From the teams of Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvador Larroca, and Declan Shalvey and Andrea Briccardo. Sorry if I pronounced those names wrong. The main title series has explored classic alien tropes and themes as a flawed but ultimately human protagonist battles against a familiar, indomitable alien creature, and the immoral legacy corporation behind it all who time and time again puts innocence in harm's way for the sake of science and progress and profit. If you're an Alien fan and you haven't checked out Alien Bloodlines, the first volume from Philip Kennedy Johnson and Salvador Larroca, then I highly recommend it. Definitely feels like a missing piece of Alien lore and world building, and I was actually really hoping that this new Alien film was going to take inspiration from it. I guess we'll see. The success of the Marvel Alien series to date leads us to our talking point, Alien Black, White, and Blood, which is an anthology series with a lot of exciting creatives behind it. This is a short-form creative outlet that Marvel's been implementing over the last couple of years with installments of Wolverine, Carnage, and even Darth Vader. I want to focus today specifically on Jackson Lanzing and Collin Kelly, who are the driving force behind Utopia, which is one of the installments in Alien Black, White, and Blood. We're only 2 issues in, and I feel like this is arguably better, more narratively expansive than any other Alien comic preceding it. Let's jump into the issue now with some spoilers. Utopia opens on a massive colony ship as it careens through space on an undisclosed course. It's that quintessential Alien film opening with a vacuum of space closing in around these isolated, ambitious humans. And it is rendered exquisitely by Michael Dowling. I mean, every single page of this thing, I found myself spacing out. It's just so visually stunning. I was admiring every single little detail. It's insane. Quickly summarized, issue number 1 sees a synthetic caretaker of the colony ship named Siastra and a group of humans discover a xenomorph lurking in the cargo bay. This leads to, well, the usual slaughter, but also to a revelation from Siastra that there is a military detachment in cryosleep aboard the colony ship that need only be awakened by a majority unanimous vote from the collective. Utopia is foremost a peaceful humanitarian colony ship, so it comes as a shock to the surviving humans that there's any kind of violent deterrent aboard the place at all. This leads us into issue number 2, where we find out that the deliberation of whether or not to awaken these soldiers has lasted decades. I really like this commentary that Lanzing and Kelly are layering in. It's a generational conundrum that's reminiscent of the question of nuclear weapons. With the military commander, Jian, awakened and made aware of the xenomorph threat, issue number 2 devolves into a full-scale war with unsuspecting humans and hundreds of xenomorphs that have been left to breed for decades. The military detachment, of course, are completely unprepared to deal with such a formidable threat and are completely overwhelmed, leading to the quarantine of the final zone of the ship as the ship is divided into different districts. Jian blusters at the idea of his own failure and orders Siastra to stand down and allow the humans to decide their own fate. But after a cutaway, we return to find that Jian has been shot through the head by Siastra, and honestly, I can't even blame her. That's the right choice. The sheer scale of this story, with decades passing in between events, with the delineation of information enough for the new colonial generation to only know the xenomorphs as the Curse, and the monumental battle sequences with these technologically advanced soldiers and hordes of xenomorphs. With all that in mind, I think you get my point that this is absolutely the coolest Alien story we've had in years. And my only gripe is that there isn't more of it, and it's part of an anthology series. The world that Lanzing and Kelly have developed is such an interesting, thematically rich sandbox that I can only hope that it gets the recognition that it deserves. Look at this artwork. Please just copy and paste this into a filmed adaptation, please. Thank you so much. And I really like Siastra as our main character, living through decades to see the development of this crisis. Love that in such a short amount of time, we get a sense of the entire world within this colony ship. Remember to support your local comic book store and grab Alien Black, White, and Blood, issue number 2, out now. What's your favorite part of the Alien films? Is it the quirky human cast? Is it the practical effects? Is it the jump scares? Is it the psychological and moral conundrum of synthetic creatures? Leave a comment and let me know. I love talking about Alien. It's one of my favorite films of all time.